Hey, I'm Meghann Scully and this is the Limerick Post Show. We're here in the Savoy Hotel and I'm joined by the Limerick Rose for 2019, Sinead Flanagan. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Meghann. Thank you. It's been great.
Now tell me all about the experience of what made you enter the Limerick Rose in the first place?
I suppose it's something that I always thought about, like most young Irish girls. We were always watching the Rose Tree. And then just this year it happened to be in a dare just down the road from us in the Woodlands, and would have been one of my last chances to enter, so I just went for it.
And you won it.
And I won it, yeah, amazing. There's 25 other amazing girls here in Limerick. It's always been a great centre, Limerick, so it was an amazing honour to be representing everyone.
Now, I saw you were very busy in the build-up to it because you went on tours all around Limerick. And what were the highlights for you? And I know you're from Limerick, but maybe is there something about Limerick that you didn't know much about, but now since that tour you're like,
Well, I suppose it's just revisiting all the places you probably wouldn't have been since you were a child. So we went to King John's Castle, which is absolutely fantastic, and did the little tour, and probably remembered some things I had not thought about in a long time. We went to Thomond Park, which is also great as well, and we also got to go to a dare, which was great for me as well, being so close and being my local area. So that was great.
Now, before we get to the Rose Tree itself, you're a physio and a doctor. Now, if you don't mind me saying your age, you're only 27. So how are you a physio and a doctor already? It's amazing.
I don't know, sucker for punishment maybe. So yeah, I did physio in UL for 4 years and then went straight into medicine in Cork. So you can do it in 4 years if you do a postgrad. So I suppose it was just 8 years straight and then only finished last year. So yeah.
Now, do you ever find people are kind of like, Sinead, now you're a physio there, will you check my leg or anything? Does that ever happen to you anymore? Or people do people kind of think, no, you're a doctor now, they're not going to annoy you with that stuff?
Oh, they probably know better at this stage. No, originally definitely it would. I think the first thing people say, even more than being a doctor, being a physio, they're like, oh, will you fix this, will you fix that? But no, not in recent times anyway. And a good few of my friends are physios as well, so I'd be like, oh, ask so-and-so instead.
You're like, I know this other physio.
Yeah.
Explain to us about, you're down in Cork, isn't it, studying, or doing medicine, and is there any particular area you're going into, or do you kind of do all of it? I don't really know much about medicine myself, so that's why I'm asking.
No, so I suppose at the start everyone stays general for your first couple of postgrad years. You can specialise straight away to GP, but unless you do that, everything else kind of stays general for a while. So probably I'll more than likely stay general for a couple of years, but something like infectious diseases is where I might see myself long term, but not for a while yet.
Very interesting. Now, back to the Rose of Tralee. It's literally, 2 weeks away?
Literally 2 weeks away, yeah. It's absolutely flown. I think July just went in the blink of an eye. So once August came, we always knew it was going to be right there. So yeah, it's crazy.
And how are preparations going? I mean, have you started packing? Have you got your outfits yet? There must be so much to bring.
Yeah, so much to bring. You actually, I think people change twice a day and for 2 weeks. So, but no, I have great help. Connor and Tom obviously help. And then I have Kaylee and Hazel from last year, which are maybe give more fashion advice than Connor and Tom. So yeah, no, it's been great. Yeah, so getting all set.
Now, I did see, of course, you were at the Galway races, and I know a lot of the Roses were there. So have you gotten to meet and got to know many of the girls that will be in Tralee with you?
Yeah, so actually 17 Roses were at the Galway races last week, yeah. So I think every Irish Rose and then a couple of the international girls as well. So yeah, there's only 32 of us in Tralee, so we've met more than half already. So that's been great to get to know people before you go down. So.
Now, of course, I know everyone knows with the Rose Tralee, on TV we see the 2 nights, but the lead up to it, you guys go on this amazing tour of Ireland. It's going to be tough going because we've seen every year there's sing songs, there's early starts, there's late nights. Are you prepared for basically one massive party?
Yeah, I think so. I suppose it'll just be a case of just get into it and get used to it. We start on Monday the 19th, so it's a full week before you see anyone on television. But a lot of it, I suppose, is meeting people and chatting. So it'll probably just be more tiredness from on the go than the big party as such, which will probably be more than likely for the Roses anyway after the Dome.
All I'll say is lots of Manuka honey now. I'm sure you know yourself being a doctor to keep those. They want to keep your voice for the big night.
Yeah, the girls are all talking about honey and then foot soaks and all these kind of things. So we all have from our previous Roses. They all have given us tips and tricks, so we should be fine.
And tell me this, do you know who your escort is yet?
No, so we were escorted when we were in the Killarney race a couple of weeks ago by the current set of escorts, but we weren't officially assigned. So I think they do an envelope on the way down on the bus, and it's a big surprise, yeah. So we find out on the week down actually, yeah.
Oh, it just sounds so exciting, and I know you're going to do Limerick very proud.
Thank you very much.
So all we can say is the very best of luck, and thank you for chatting to the Limerick Post Show.
Thank you so much, Meghann. Thank you.
Greg, Meghann Scully, Limerick Post. I just want to say, when you bring Amber back to Limerick, what is the Greg O'Shea Limerick experience? Food, drinks and dance?
I don't really know. I'll have to bring her around to one of the pubs. Definitely Quiet Old Man pub, give her a pint of Guinness, bring her for a walk, maybe up by Cratlow, something like that. Something cute, nothing too fancy. She you might think she's a fancy girl, but she likes the simple things and just being around me and just having a bit of fun.
What about Chicken Hut?
I've never been in Chicken Hut now, so I don't know if I'll take her in there.
And finally, you're taking Amber to Amber.
I was asked that. I hadn't made that link yet, but I might just have to. Maybe they sponsor Amber. We'll have to sort something out.
Are you bringing Amber home to Limerick?
Oh, I asked her about 50 times would she come home with me now, but she's so busy. Everyone in Britain wants a bit of Amber, like, so I'll get her over definitely very, very soon.
What are you going to do with her when she comes? What are you bringing to see in Ireland?
Oh, I'd love to bring her just to have a pint of Guinness at some quiet pub somewhere. She's never had Guinness before, so that'll be a big one. I only met her 3 weeks ago, so that's a bit much to talk about right now, but we're definitely going in the right direction, 100%.
Great, give us a reaction to that homecoming.
Oh, I honestly am speechless. That many people, I can't even count them. I literally just taught my family and friends to be here. This is amazing. I just love the people of Limerick. This is incredible.
And where's Amber?
Amber's at home working. She's a very busy girl. Everyone in Britain wants a piece of her at the moment, so I'll definitely get her over soon, 100%.
Greg O'Shea, Henry from New Stoke. I
yeah.
just met fans there
Yeah.
who love you and they want to have your babies. What do you have to say to them?
I'm just really appreciative that they enjoyed the show. Obviously, in the villa, I had no idea if one person was watching, if everyone was watching it, and of course, some people are, according to this. So it's amazing the support, and we won it, which is amazing. I'm glad I could bring it home for Limerick.
Looking forward to getting back into the city and up the club again.
Oh, definitely. It's been a while since I've been in Limerick because I live in Dublin playing rugby the whole time. So I can't wait to just get in, see my family and friends, and just relax inside the city.
I'm here in City Hall. I'm joined by Roger from Parkway, where obviously Going for Gold is a campaign that's taken across Limerick City and County. But there's something very special that's happening: the beautiful front garden competition.
Absolutely, Meghann. The Parkway Shopping Centre have sponsored the most beautiful front garden competition for probably 8 or 9 years now. I think we missed the first year of Going for Gold, but after that we got on board. So we've been sponsoring this now for a good few years. Started off just in the city, and then when the city and county were amalgamated 3 or 4 years ago, it spread out to the county. So now we visit everywhere from Lahal to East Limerick to West Limerick to Newcastle West to all over the place. We get to see the whole county. It's great fun.
I can imagine it is fierce competition because I know people are very proud of their gardens.
Every year we discover new gardens. That's the beauty of this thing, that you think you've seen them all, and then suddenly 3 or 4 new gardens come in every year, and we get to see wonderful places around the city, hidden gems down back roads and in little front gardens in small little houses in the middle of the city and out in the back end of the country. It's great. It's really, really a wonderful experience.
Now, is there any certain criteria for entering the competition?
It has the garden has to be visible from the road.
Road frontage?
Road frontage, very expensive. So the garden has to be visible to the public from the road. That's it, really.
And is there any ever a theme, or is it just kind of up to the gardener themselves?
Absolutely up to the gardener themselves. Everybody has their own idea what's a beautiful front garden, and that's where the judges have the difficult part of it as well. We get in all the entry forms. When the initial entry comes in, it has to come with photographs. So it's shortlisted on the photographs. We couldn't visit every garden because we get so many, or we'd be on the road for weeks and weeks and weeks. So we shortlisted the gardens, and then the judges, who are anonymous and they come in, they visit the selected gardens and they select from that. But it's really what the judges decide they like, and what one judge thinks is beautiful might suit another judge. So it's very subjective.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it there myself. Like, I absolutely adore roses, and then I don't like lilies at all. So I suppose it is really like the judges are going to have the hardest job ever.
Absolutely, and some judges like wildflowers, and some judges like very specific and very precise gardens. So that's where that's when the row starts, when they have to decide at the end of the day, and thank goodness that's somebody else's problem.
I have to say, I think now Limerick City has gotten really good, even for just having flower beds around the city. It really adds so much colour. So it's amazing to see that, because I just think it brightens up anywhere, any street, any corner. When you see colourful flowers, it's brilliant.
Well, Going for Gold has brought the whole gardening concept right across the city. Has brought it out into the public. So if you go through any of the estates in the city, you can see all the beautiful flower beds, and all the grass is always cut and everywhere is nice and tidy. And that's what Going for Gold has brought to Limerick. And we hope that the garden competition has done that for the houses, because every year, as I say, we see new gardens. We've had a couple of entries this year from previous winners who have completely redesigned their garden.
Oh, wow.
Now, we haven't visited the gardens yet, but we've seen the photographs. And yeah, there's some fabulous gardens out there.
Now, historically, what has won? Or is there ever been kind of have you looked back and thought, a certain type of garden always seems to win, or is it just different every year?
It's different every year. It's absolutely different every year. We've had, I think, one garden who's placed a number of times. I think they won it once and have had a second or a third on previous years, where there's consistent beauty in a garden. But then other years we've had wildflower gardens, and we've had totally landscape gardens, and we've had gardens that have been carved out of rocks and quarries, and we've had beautiful little gardens that are only maybe 6 or 8 feet square inside of a little house. I remember one year we had a beautiful basement garden in the city here, where you could actually look down from the road in, and the garden was under road level. It was actually down in the basement, and it was a tiny little plot, but it was absolutely beautiful.
That sounds absolutely amazing. And now, if someone wants to enter their garden, how do they get involved?
They can pick up an entry form at the Parkway Shopping Centre. They can pick it up here at City Hall from Sinead, or they can download it from limerick.ie website. Entries are open until the 14th, which is Wednesday next week, another week. 5 o'clock in the evening is closed, and then judging, we'll shortlist the gardens then shortly after that, and judging will take place in the last 2 weeks in August, maybe into the first week in September, depending on how many gardens the judges decide to visit at the end of the day. And
when shall we have a winner?
The winners will be announced at the Going for Gold event, which I think is the 10th of October this year in the Strand Hotel. It was a fabulous night. I really look forward to that night every year. And all the Going for Gold awards are done on the same night. And yeah, it's that really is a great fun night. So the finalists are all invited to come along to that event, and then the awards are announced on the night.
Well, I think it's safe to say the past couple of days, the gardens have certainly gotten well watered.
They have got well watered, and unfortunately some of them have got a little bit battered, but they will come back. Flowers are very resilient, and they will come back, and everybody's going to be judged on the same. Everybody's got the same treatment from the weather, so it's going to be across the board. Everybody have the same treatment. So if one person's garden is a little bit battered, so is everybody else's.
Yeah, true. Roger, thank you so much for chatting to the Limerick Post, and best of luck.
Meghann, thanks a million. It's great, and good luck to everybody who takes part in the competition. We have lots of entries already, but we were expecting hopefully a good few more. We have about another week, so yeah, all being well now, there'll be huge entry, the biggest ever.
I'll tell you, I can't wait to see the winner. Thank you.
Thank you very much.